What up, everybody? It's Dregs One back for another episode of History of the Bay podcast, recorded here at Empire Studios in the city of San Francisco. Behind the lens, we got the VBC's own Trevor Potter, the content mastermind. And today we have another special guest. Looking forward to this conversation because this gentleman has been playing a major role in the Bay, behind the scenes, on stage, in front of the camera, behind the camera. Wears a lot of hats, does a lot of things. I have a lot of questions and some interesting conversation, I'm sure, to be had with DaBoyDame.
No, what up, man?
What up, brother?
Man, finally here. Finally got to pop out on you, man.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time. I mean, you're kind of hard to miss. You're very active.
I try to, man. It's a lot of people doing what you do now, so if you're not in their face, you could be forgotten.
I don't know if it's quite as many people doing what I do or doing what you do.
But they trying though.
They're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, your name, you know, every now and then I run into someone and who tells me your name is ringing out. Your name is ringing out, and your name is ringing out.
Appreciate it.
You're in a lot of conversations, and I'm kind of curious. Like, I know why, but I don't. You're one of those people. Like, I know you do something.
Yeah.
I know you do a bunch of things, but I don't know exactly like what you do.
Yeah. Now my official pay the bills, support my life. That's I'm the head A&R over at CMG Records with Yo Gotti. So
Right. Okay.
That's like work.
Right.
You know, if you call me during the week and I'm like, I'm working, that's the check.
Okay.
And then, you know, you got little side missions where you might put out some music. I got my own label where I kind of got my own vision of things that I want to do, and then just try to be present for the people from the crib. That's like a full-time job too. Well,
I feel like if it was just the 9 to 5 you're talking about, your name wouldn't be ringing out the same. It's the side mission. That's why I can't put my finger on it. I'm like, this dude wears a lot of hats.
Yeah.
So you do multiple projects, multiple things, multiple titles, multiple areas.
For sure.
Okay. Let's go all the way. Now that we got that a little more clear, let's get to the beginning of it. Are you born and raised in Oakland?
Yeah. West Oakland, California, born in Kaiser, Oakland. My family, mine from West Oakland. My pops, they North Oakland.
Okay.
So, yeah, West Oakland is where I call home.
Okay. And what was your entry into music growing up?
Yeah, my entry was LimeWire, Napster. Being in a room and just, you know, adding viruses to any computer I can, downloading all that music.
Getting that Bill Clinton comedy skit or whatever.
Yeah, like it was that. And then just being outside, you know, being at, our store is called Millennium Market on 18th and Market. So just being out there and you seeing all the cars driving by playing music. You seeing Ghost riding it for the first time. You seeing whatever was the best song of that week or that month, every car playing it, and you know, you just see the reaction of people, and you like, music mean a little bit more to me than what it should mean, probably. You know,
I kind of like that because I think about this a lot. Just my journey growing up in San Francisco, like a lot of people's favorite music is kind of like our reality, because we come from the place where this shit originates. Like, you literally go to the store and it's like in front of your face.
For sure. So yeah, just being outside, like, man, I seen like sideshows at 12, like the epitome of a sideshow at 12, 13. And everything was just surrounded by music. And it was from what it originated of slapping, right? Like the song had to slap. It don't matter if it was a girl song, a pop song, a rap song. That would be the song that could change the whole energy of a day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's where my origin of music probably started, from just being outside.
So, were you ever a producer, rapper?
Nah, it's crazy. Like, I was just making mix CDs. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we not from the East Coast, so I guess that was called mixtape DJs or something. But like, it was just the neighborhood. I think I was probably like one of the first to get on the LimeWire thing in my area. So everybody would just ask me for mix CDs. Make me a mix CD with all the girl songs on it. Make me an old school. Make me stuff with the new slap on it. And I'm just kicking them out every 30 minutes, however fast that burner was going. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's how I even got, like, I guess, respected for music. Because, you know, the older people like, what you know about this song? Or, you know, the homies like, man, what you know about that? So that's probably like my start in that.
You DJ?
I do DJ now.
You do DJ
I learned
now.
later.
Okay.
Yeah, like I tell Big Von this all the time. We didn't have DJs at my house parties. It was just us and a CD changer.
Yeah.
And it was like, so when the song finished, play track like 12 or like we didn't have. I don't remember no DJs for my house parties.
Yeah.
I didn't learn how to DJ till I got to KMEL.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though, because I grew up in like the same era, and if you had a extensive music knowledge, it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the person holding down the CD player,
the flip change, yeah,
like that's actually an important position, and it's like also that's some shit like you come through, it's like, oh, he's here, like, come on, throw something on.
Let me get that mix CD you got with the, you know, I forgot. I think Nelly, Juvenile, all that stuff was doing that time. So yeah, I don't remember DJs.
This is around the hyphy era.
No, this is pre. This is like hyphy might have been what you consider hyphy? 2005, 4?
I think it really officially. I think Dre died 2004. 05.
Yeah, this got to be like early, like 2001. I think I'm in house parties by 6th, 7th grade.
Okay.
So this is like 99, 2000, 2001. Yeah. This was like when hyphy was the word.
Yeah.
It was the dude hyphy over there, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. It was no movement yet.
And the stuff that you're playing is like mostly like, well, as far as hip hop, like mainstream type of stuff, or
I think you like Cash Money had a hold of us no matter what. So Cash Money, it was all the new stuff. But I think home wise, you had the Delinquents, Keek, 40 Short. I think that's when Yuck Mouth went solo. You had all that type of stuff. Yeah, that was like our Bavgate, because I'm from West Oakland, so the steady mobbing and all that stuff, like that was during that time.
Okay. You got to hear it first, man. Exclusive premiere, DaBoyDame on the Patreon. Bonus content, E40, Ty Dolla Sign, 42 Doug. This man got slappers. Make sure you sign up to the Patreon. Thank you to all the Patreon subscribers tuning in, getting this exclusive. If you're not signed up, go hit the link in the description and handle that. Well, let's fast forward a little bit then and go into the hyphy movement. Did the hyphy movement, did that kind of get you deeper into local music?
No, actually happened because I ended up going to college.
Ah.
I graduated in 05.
Okay.
So I went to Atlanta. I graduated from Clark, Atlanta. So when I went to the A, that's when Tell Me When to Go and them just hit. But I was also in radio at KMEL at the same time.
Okay. So now I skipped too far then.
Yeah, I ended up doing a little wiggle to where I was intern at KMEL and people thought I was actually in the Bay, but I was actually in Atlanta. So like Chewy and them I would leave class, do a little phone break. Chewy and them would play it on air, and then people thought I was still on the radio in the Bay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then let's go back to the timeline then and get this right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, KMEL, I don't want to say was because it's still an institution, but back then it was a big deal.
Oh yeah, that was the holy grail for the Bay Area.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, even like just nationwide for hip hop, it was known like if you come out here, they're gonna take care of you at KMEL.
For
sure. What was your entry into interning there?
So I went to college. I think it was like one semester, and they said you need to find an internship like, you know, some like longevity shit, like be an intern so you can already have somewhere to be once you finish school. And I was doing radio out there. I think, like I said, first semester, I think I bumped into I bumped into Lady Ray out here. Lady Ray got me an interview to do the internship. I go do the internship, but they offered me the street team. And I was like, yo, like, respectfully, I'm kind of past that in Atlanta. I do college radio.
Yeah, what was your major in college?
TV radio.
Okay.
So I'm like, I got my own radio show. I'm interviewing the 2 Chainz when he was Titty Boy. Like, I'm like, yo, it's kind of like bringing me down to just hang posters and, you know. So she was like, all right, well, you know, sorry, whatever. And then I bumped into Chewy outside somewhere. And he was like, man, just come to the studio. So they just had me in like a little room and I was typing up. I guess I was a ghost interviewer. I'm typing up the questions, going to get the coffee, going to get the guests, little shit like that. But I guess Chewy kind of recognized something and they was like, oh, Dame the Intern. That used to be my name. And I started being part of the morning show.
Okay, all right. So you're back and forth from the Bay to Atlanta,
Yep.
which is kind of an interesting pipeline because there's so much back and forth between our two sections, even musically and even just people who move to either spot. You're doing a college radio show at Clark.
Yep.
This is also, we should know, like college radio was a big deal back then.
Oh
too.
yeah, in the A for sure. Like we were part of the artist rollouts. So the Jada, anybody that was moving around, they had to come to the college to do interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for some artists that were like more underground too, that might be your only outlet,
For
right?
sure.
And then early 2000s Atlanta, that's also when Atlanta's like really starting to pop.
No, for sure. That's Jeezy, Ludacris, T.I., like, but they superstars. You know what I'm saying? But they like still coming to campus. They still pulling up the big cars. I didn't even know what Phantoms was back then, but Bentleys, Phantoms, like everybody from this 2005, the Bow Wows, and everybody that we see on 106 in Park is in Atlanta at some point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, I'm only used to seeing our local superstars. So, Atlanta was thriving. The Snap movement just came. 40 was with John. Short was with John. Yeah, the pack was moving. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when Bay Area people would come to town, I would be with them. So, you know, people at school are like, you know, cosigns mean something to where people was like, damn, bro know a lot of shit back in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? So, I kind of benefited off the little job. Like, anybody who was popping on the West Coast, I benefited from being in the A.
So, Atlanta to this day is kind of recognized as one of the major not just markets, but like industry hubs for hip hop. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think Atlanta has been able to establish that and the Bay Area has not?
It took me a while from my knowledge of what I think. I think it's because it's a black city.
That would do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got black colleges where not only is you dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds, but those kids go home and they spread that music out. So, like, picture me coming back to the Bay and I'm like, yo, it's this dude named Young Dro. He coming. It's this song by, y'all playing this Going Down by Young Jock, but he got this other song called I Know You See It. You know what I'm saying? Fable. Like, that's how, like, I really built my musical respect at the radio station because I was giving them songs that was like 5 months early. So nah.
That would explain it. I mean, because it's also like it's a black middle class, upper class, it's black businesses.
They got like some shit called like black royalty. You meeting people, you like, what? Oh, her dad is like the debutante. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? They like, no, this the upper class. And, you know, so I think that's why Atlanta is the Mecca, because it's just black.
What about on the business side, the industry side? Because I remember, you know, just in my studies and stuff I've watched, like Outkast and Organized Noise and all that. There was a time when like it was like LaFace and So Def, but that was kind of it. But since then, there's like a lot of industry presence in Atlanta too.
Yeah, now by the time I got there, you had Grand Hustle, DTP, So Def, but they all had like offices. Like you could drive by and see a So Def logo and like, oh, that's the office. Yeah, they I think one, it was black, and I think the price of living. You know, their commercial real estate is probably half of what we gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we get a building, it might cost us 1.5. Then you got to put another 1.5 in just for remodeling. I think for them, they getting shit for $400,000. Put $250 in. You know what I'm saying? You $650 and you got a whole office of like. I think that's like why everything was easier to kind of like come from out there.
Interesting. Okay, so you're really getting your feet wet in the radio. You're doing the morning show and your own show in Atlanta at the same time?
Yeah.
That's kind of common, though, for, like, radio personalities, right? You have different shows in different markets.
It was crazy because it was like I was able to leverage KMEL out there. So even when your 2 Chainz or anybody was coming by, I'm like, yo, you know, I'm the morning show dude out there, too. You know what I'm saying? To where I'm like, yeah, when you come to the Bay, just let us know. We can do an interview. This back where, like, radio was open. Like, you could call me today and be like, I'm coming. Can I come by? And I'm like, yeah, come on. You got a new song, let's play it. This back where it was, like, no rules. So that kind of gave me a little respect. And then, like I said, college radio in the Bay, it just gave niggas a reason to send music and be like, oh, we getting played in the A, too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, college radio is damn near like you do whatever you want. Play whatever you want.
Yeah, they had jazz station before my show, alternative hip hop, like it was anything.
KMEL back then was not as corporate as like, was it Clear Channel yet?
Yeah, it was Clear Channel.
It was Clear Channel.
It wasn't corporate though at all.
It wasn't corporate.
No, it was like, like you gotta think, when I found the I Can't Stand You from ROD, I literally found off a tweet from my cousin. That next morning, I asked him if he had a clean version. He sent the clean version. We gave it My Emotion and got played.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? NHT Boys was my actual cousin. So it's like, My Emotion was like, rap over this 6 a.m. beat, which was, I think, produced by Irk the Jerk, or Kevin Allen, my bad. And it just got played that next morning. So it was way different than it is today.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I mean, give us a list of some of the records that you were breaking back then, either in the Bay or Atlanta.
Yeah. So, like I said, I Can't Stand You, ROD, the NHT Boys. It's always a theory about who broke the HBK Up song, but we was a part of it. How about that? Let's say everybody broke it. But I just took them on their first like club run. You know what I'm saying? After A-Man and Vine got it. Stuff like that, Plies Records, some Plies, some Young Dros. Yeah, that's probably some other shit, but locally, those was the records though.
All very big records. Were you seeing a lot of like, was Atlanta like open to some of the stuff coming out of the Bay? Because that's all you heard was Atlanta shit out here back then.
Well, that was like 40 and short run. So that was like blow the whistle, tell me when to go, snap your fingers. That would, and then the pack had Vans. So then of course, you know, the hyphy stuff, everything wasn't making it over there. Like our true hyphy records wasn't like, I'm trying to think of our hits like Super Sick. Like that wasn't going all the way over there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anything with E40 or short was like a way of passage. And then, like I say, Vans was like global. So,
what was some of the behind the scenes stuff going on at the radio back then?
KMEL.
Yeah,
man. You know what? It came to me like I tell people all the time, I must have got cheated because I didn't hear about none of the stuff people be talking about when it come to like money or, you know, like when people say you got to pay to be on radio. Bro, I was 18, 19, just here, play it. And My Emotion would play it. You know what I'm saying? Or Chewy would play it. I never took $1 to book a guest because I would have been up if I did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. I think once, because Stacey Cunningham was the PD, she gave like a lot of opportunity to everybody to kind of do their own thing. But once she left, that's when it turned into like, this like corporate.
And what did that change look like for you?
It's when like a dude from Chicago came. He came and became the music director. And I always think it's weird to come to places where you're not from and be in charge because you really don't know what you're talking about. To this day, I think he still don't know what he was talking about. But, you know, they got Chewy out of there, which was my guy. Sana and Vaughn. Sana for sure tried to, like, keep me around. But they kind of was like, nah, get anything associated with Chewy out of here.
Damn.
But luckily, that's when I met Yo Gotti. So I kind of had a transitional, like, this shit about to end. They accepted me over here. And that's when I got out of there.
You mentioned, too, like, you took HBK on a club run. So you were, like, also getting into events and promotion, too?
Well, you know, like you said, radio was holy grail back then. So we ran the nightlife.
Yeah.
You know, like, Big Von, Drew Hef, My Emotion, like, niggas was on the radio, like, we hear this Saturday, Friday night, and that's where everybody would be at.
Wow. It's almost like a cheat code.
It was very much a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a KMEL DJ wasn't on your party, it just wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we would have, 4 or 5 clubs that night. So we go to Circolo, to Impala, to Glass Cat, which it used to be called Glass Cat.
Yeah.
Lavende. Like, we had so many different stuff to where, like, if you was working a record, you could go through these 5 places and they playing your song that night on the radio. And that's how, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've had this conversation with some of the people that were, like, so artists that were like, even, you know, La Rue, shout out to Hit It Slim.
La Rue for sure was one.
Quinn, you know what I mean?
Shit, Furious from Empire.
Sure,
He
yeah.
used to have parties. Gazi and them used to be, you know what I'm saying, rapping. So
Locksmith, Frontline. It was, the shit was so thick out here that you could be in 4 different cities in one night.
For sure.
It's a party. Oh, there's Jack is over here. And then, you would have like the challenge would be picking which one you're gonna go to.
And they was making clubs everywhere. I remember like Berlin, like I'd be like, where the fuck is Burlingame? You know, I didn't even know this. But
Sunnyvale.
Like, San Mateo, Oakland, Emeryville. It was everywhere, and you just, like, it was a full night. And then we'll come back to the station after the club, talk about the club, play the records, do whatever. You know, they was making stripper parties, and like, it was wild at the radio back then.
That sounds tight.
Like, it was fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's also like very healthy for a local music scene.
For sure.
Especially like, you know, San Francisco is an international city. Like the Bay is like a big market. So it's not even just for the locals, but for people to come through from other places and get that exposure too. Okay, so you met Yo Gotti. How did you meet Yo Gotti?
So like I used to just be the wiggle guy at the radio station. You know, My Emotion and Vine, like I say all the time, they were so like business, like they had lives. Like they wasn't listening to every new song that came out on Hot New Hip Hop and all that shit, right? So like it would be us interns who would be like, okay, this the next guy coming. And then by the time that person come to town, that's us going out there to make the relationships. And we just lying, really. We like, yeah, My Emotion love your music. And they just taking our word for it. You know what I'm saying? And My Emotion and Vine was player enough to be like, whatever y'all want to do, we co-sign it. So that's how we was building that. So Gotti had a show at the Mezzanine. Yeah. It was like a birthday party for a Raider. And it was literally like 15 people in there. 5 of the baddest women I ever seen. 3 radio niggas and Yo Gotti and his crew.
That sounds like a party to me, man.
But so like that's how we built the introduction. Then they had another show at New Parish. From New Parish we locked in, and he hit me one day and was like, come to the studio. studio, he sent the address. And that shit was in L.A. Because, they think the Bay.
You in Cali? Yeah. I'm coming to Cali next month.
I'm like, and he like, yo, bring me them West Coast beats. Because it's right when Mustard was on fire. But I'm telling them, like, we got the original sound, though. So he, I think for him, it was like on some street shit, like, oh, we got the original plug. Man, I just made a decision. I jumped in the car, drove to L.A. And I was just hitting, I had some beats from some West Coast people, but they just wasn't hitting. I'm like, what the fuck? This don't sound like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm playing the beats. I get to the studios, all the Memphis guys. And they had like big people in there that I later known, Shy Money, Ryan Press, all these industry like legends. And Gotti wasn't feeling none of the beats. I'm like, fuck. And I seen him tell his cousin, man, dude got one more. I just text P-Lo because, like I said, I just did the HBK shit. I'm like, bro, please send me a pack of beats. First beat ended up being Act Right. So, like, it's like a joke because he's saying going back to the Bay as if, like, I'm about to send him back to the Bay. But he did the song and he was like, here, this is your song. I'm like, I ain't no rapper. You know what I'm saying? He like, this back when you, like, make music for regions. Mm-hmm. He like, bro, get that shit to Big Vine or somebody. You know what I'm saying? I called Vine like, man, I don't want no record. Like, I ain't tripping. So he was like, who should we put on it? He was going to put the whole West Coast on it. He like, get everybody from L.A., make it a posse cut. And I was like, well, let's go to the club. Because that's when Sue was on fire, Problem was on fire, and YG. And
that's like the whole Young California wave was going on right then.
So we went to the club. I'm like, whoever get the biggest reaction, that's who you put on the song. And I remember telling him, like, YG is the guy, though. And he was like, man, Tooted and Booted? They only knew him for Tooted and Booted. I'm like, nah. Bruh got, like, a mix to, like, he going crazy. Club played Up. It went crazy. They played Problem Like What. It went crazy. Then they played Bitch You Broke. And then the whole club just went in nuts. I'm like, that's YG. He was like, all right, fuck it. Put YG on there. And that's how,
So had you done that before?
No, I didn't even know what I did. I just thought I gave a nigga. I mean, you know what? I did NHT stuff.
Okay.
But I didn't know what that was.
But you were like, I like this beat, or y'all should rap on this, or you should get him to do the hook. Or...
Yeah. But I didn't know what it was. I just thought I was giving you a radio cheat code.
I talked to like A-Man off camera about this. Like radio DJs and club DJs, like they know what pops.
Right.
Or I don't know if it's still the same formula because I think so many things have changed. I think to a degree it is. But back then, especially, just like you said, like listen to how this shit is getting a reaction from the people.
Right.
Get this kind of tempo, get this kind of style.
For sure.
Rap about this type of shit. And it's kind of like a formula to, it's like, it's gonna work. Like A plus B is gonna equal C.
You're dealing with real human interaction. So we gathering data up for 2 hours while we DJing.
Well, plus I know like the radio, they look at like all types of crazy data. Like, we have analytics now on Spotify. Like y'all had that shit back then. Like this is when they turned the radio
That's
station.
when it got corporate for sure.
Yeah.
But back then it was just like I like it.
Right.
I didn't even know, like I said, I didn't know about BPMs until I got to radio and all that shit.
So you basically A&R'd and executive produced that.
I A&R'd Act Right for sure.
You A&R'd it.
I didn't know that though.
And so that basically, that was a monster song. So that led to Gotti being like,
yeah, like I didn't know that was an A&R, and I think Gotti was just being a cool dude. Like whatever come from this song, you should be a part of it, right? Like I'm gonna come shoot the video in the Bay. Tell us where to go. Tell us what spots to go to. So it's just a domino effect of like, outside of my area and just Oakland being cool and cordial with people from life, it kind of gave me a stamp of like, the dude from the radio actually is in the music industry, and he a little bit more, I guess, than other people were popping. And you know what I'm saying? To where like, if y'all want something done, go to him.
And Gotti already had the label at that time?
I think he just it was CMG. He just created it.
So that's another region, Memphis. I fuck with Memphis.
Yeah.
it's also another place that had like its own independent shit.
Sure.
Like a lot of the rap cats down there are like independent bosses as well that understand promotion and that selling tapes type of hustle, and also like coming from a region where it wasn't really getting much outside attention.
Sure.
So I feel like there's like actually a lot of crossover between Memphis and the Bay.
Yeah, they got a lot of values that we have, good or bad, right? Because they got the pimping value. Like, they big on pimping as well.
It's a big pimping city.
They talking that, you know, that you feel me, that Maine and all that stuff like we do. And then they big on, like, neighborhoods, not necessarily back then. They was big on, like, you from this place, I'm from this place. And, like, family. Like, they was big on, like, yeah, that's my cousin people and all that shit. So they kind of reminded me of, like, Oakland, Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? They like just being around them dudes, it didn't feel like I'm just with some Memphis dudes. Right.
So how did that first song lead to like a permanent position?
So yeah, they kind of started saying you A&R the song. And I'm like, shit, I ain't got radio no more. They letting me wiggle off saying I'm an A&R. He's saying I'm the A&R, fuck it. I'm an A&R. And they allowed me to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just when they came to Cali, it was like when it's go to L.A. and go to the record label, go meet L.A. Reid, go meet the Sylvia Romes. Like, and like I say, the West Coast was buzzing at that time. So, you know, YG, Nipsey, Sue, Problem, Mustard. Like, I know all these people from radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were all kind of growing up together to where I started being kind of considered the West Coast Connect, and the West Coast was on fire at that time. So, yeah, they just was like, fuck it, you could be the A&R. And then shit just kept growing. Like, the Bay really helped me, though, because G-Eazy started popping after that. And you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like introducing somebody that's bigger than who you might be dealing with to where they feel like, damn, that's a little beneficial. So, you know.
Say that again.
You know, like, when you meet somebody like G-Eazy who was thriving, he on world tours and he on all this shit. And then I'm with Gotti, who big in street shit and all that stuff, but he don't know who G-Eazy is. And I'm like, no, bruh. Gerald is, like, global. You know what I'm saying? And he like, well, introduce me. And I'm introducing him. G know me, and it's like, yeah, it's connecting that they go on tour. He opened up a G tour. It was like YG. And,
right. So that's basically bringing value.
Yeah, so brought some value. Like I said, Nipsey is my guy. Crazy story is when Nipsey used to be in the Bay, it used to be like 4 people at the shows, right? Like 4 Eritreans at the show, right? I used to ask Nipsey, I'm like, why the fuck is only Eritrean? And he like, I'm Eritrean. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I never knew that. But him and Jack was supposed to do a tape.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They was supposed to do it, like, we got a DM and everything of like, you want to do a tape with Jack? He like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because Jack was like my first official rapper that I got to be with. PK put me on. You know what I'm saying? So Jack had Glamorous Lifestyle. Like, it was like a...
Jack was another one of those artists that club radio, that he was just killing it.
It was just a domino effect of, like, having the resources at home while you moved on and did other shit. So it was able to, like, it wasn't no fake shit. Like, I didn't know these people just because they, you know what I'm saying? It was like, they co-signing me like, oh, you with Dame. Send Dame the record. I'll do it for you. Or so that's how that shit kind of played down.
Damn. So were you going to A&R that tape?
For sure.
Wow.
That would have been like my first best of both worlds DJ mixtape. I don't know, whatever, back then.
And it didn't happen just because Jack passed? Or
it didn't happen just because both of those dudes just work in weird ways. Like, Nip worked, but Nip wasn't just like, because he was in the Bay, just hanging out for weeks. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, they just never got to do it. The only thing they ever got to do was Nipsey brought them out at a New Pairs.
It was like famous D-Ray photos.
Yep. D-Ray got all the footage, yep.
Yeah.
But that was like I feel like the only time we all like was connected, and they was like, yo, we gonna do the tape. And then everything kind of started happening.
That would have been a hell of a project.
For sure.
So you were doing stuff outside of your working relationship with Gotti.
Mm-hmm.
What's some other records that you're proud of that you had a hand in?
I really just started taking my knowledge from Gotti and coming home and like, I think what was the Juvenile and Sue record, 100 Grand?
Oh yeah.
That, like I said, they called me the A&R, so I was just literally taking knowledge that I had with these people and just giving it to anybody that would listen to it.
Okay. What are some of the most valuable things for an A&R to bring to the table? Most important.
A great ear, honesty, resources, it's just knowledge of fucking human interaction with people. I think that's like, when you're a rapper in the studio all day, you kind of lose touch with reality.
You get a little biased too.
Yeah, that's like you make music, that's your kid. You don't have no ugly kids, right? Everything is like, oh, I see the best in my kid. Yeah, I think honesty got me far though. Cause there used to be shit where people playing, I'm like, this shit is not good. You know what I'm saying? That probably got me the furthest, was a respectable honesty.
Well, I appreciate when people give me constructive criticism, as opposed to just, don't just sit there and shit on me, bro. Like,
Right.
Come on, man. Like, help me get better. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, that's why I say respectable honesty take you a little farther. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been wrong about a record?
Have I been wrong about a record? I'm sure it's been 15 years now, so I haven't been like, I seen shit, but I didn't know it probably was gonna be as big as certain stuff went. Like, I remember we seen Fetty Wap early, like shit that came across Gotti plate. Fetty Wap was early. I didn't know it was gonna be as big.
But nothing that you were like, nah, that's not it, and then it turned out to be it.
Yeah, nah. Cause I think like still coming from radio and DJing, like I feel like I'm not supposed to be the person to tell you if something is hot or not either. I feel like that's the public's job.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like got confused by thinking they was the gatekeeper, whatever,
Right.
to tell you what's hot or not, and that's not. We in the,
I mean, it's so interesting because even though there's a science to this shit, it's subjective. It's up to somebody's. It might be the right moment.
We use the analogy. It's been people rapping for 20 years, and then the young lady, the West Oakland bitch, Tuesday, right? Clearly, they was just trying something.
Yeah.
And she's performing with Mike Epps. She doing her thing. She going crazy. So like, who am I to tell you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as a DJ, I think we cater to what people like. We shouldn't be trying to say this is good or this not good or like.
Have you ever had someone who refused to take your advice?
Oh yeah, half the Bay Area.
Give us unless you don't have to name names, but give us an example or two.
Nah, it could be of you just trying to help people with a structure. You know what I'm saying? It could
Song
be
structure?
Yeah, it could be like, hey man, try to put this hook here first. 8 bars, 12 bar verses. Like if this your single, let's get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? Get the beat mixed. You know what I'm saying? It could be the smallest things.
You didn't want to get the beat mix?
Nah, people.
It was 2-track MP3?
2-track and that's across the industry now. It ain't just the Bay Area. Like we go back and forth with our own artists.
But then do you see like the result of like, bro, you should have got it mixed?
Yeah, every time.
This shit sounds like shit. We're in the club on club speakers and it's not
Especially
hitting.
when you work with the bigger artists because they perform in arenas.
And they're performing over a fucking MP3.
And they trying to figure out like, why
the fuck the 808 is all distorted?
Like they might be doing a show with an R&B Kehlani or
right,
early Future shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? To where if he was doing radio shows and it's like, why my shit don't hit the hardest Future? I'm like, we didn't mix the stems, bro.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying?
That's fucking crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like sometimes people just don't think you know what you're talking about.
Okay. I mean, I know that. Like, I've probably been there too. Like, nah, fuck that. But you seem like you know what you're talking. I mean, your resume speaks for itself. So,
I mean, you do something long enough, it's just natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just natural.
I think artists have this thing too. Like, we love to prove people wrong. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And eventually you got a position with Def Jam?
Yeah, I was at Motown first.
Okay. So let's go back.
DefJam too, though, yeah.
Was Motown your first major label?
Yeah, so like I was A&R for Gotti, but I was just his homie. I wasn't getting paid. I didn't even know how to get paid. You know what I'm saying? He just allowed me to be around him. Of course, they was like taking care of travel type shit, and this was his first go around, so he didn't probably even know how to pay people to do what they was doing, right? Then I got an opportunity. Actually, I went to school with somebody in Atlanta who connected me with Ethiopia at Motown. She was like the president, CEO, who happened to be best friends with Jay Valentine. So the cosign was there. She was like, we want to hire you as A&R. We heard you got the ear. You know what I'm saying? Because after that time, I played a part in discovering Dej Loaf. I played a part in, discovering the new version of Kamaiyah, because she was already an artist, the baby girl. And then she went by her actual name, Kamaiyah. So I was like I say, home was kind of making my resume dope.
Interesting. Let's pause there for a second, because it's also like it's dope that like two very prominent female artists. So maybe that's like a lot of times they kind of get dismissed or ignored, but you're like looking for that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I don't know, man. They was just too overly talented. Like they didn't sound like nobody.
Well, Dej Loaf brings us to another region we should discuss, which is Detroit. So another like kind of parallel and another like pipeline.
Yeah.
What year was that?
When did Try Me come out? Is that 2015?
Maybe
14?
14?
Maybe. Yep, 15, 16 or something.
I feel like that's when like the new era of Detroit kind of started to emerge.
Yeah,
right?
that's when like the Peasies, the Doughboy Cash Outs, Pablo Skywalker, all that shit, to where like if you was from Detroit, you was going platinum in the Bay.
Yeah.
Doing that run.
Yeah.
And she definitely benefited from that Bay Area, because a lot of people thought she was from here.
I mean, I was teaching like a hip hop class in Bayview, and one of the kids is like, I like Detroit rap, and he started playing me some of the shit, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What's your take on like that city scene, and what has been successful? What's been successful for Detroit, and also what's the connection between Detroit and the Bay to you?
Yeah, I think I mean, like I said, Dej turned me up in Detroit, right? Because I discovered the record, and Dej never like hid from the idea, like, no, the Bay Area broke my shit, not y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so once you get that, and then it's like, oh, that's Yo Gotti A&R, he from the Bay. That's where my relationship with Detroit started. And then fast forward, when I go to Motown, my first artist I signed was Vezo, Icewear Vezo. So then that amplified my Detroit. Then 42 Doug came along, like, you know what I'm saying? But I asked 40 that shit back in the day, like, why the fuck do Detroit, because they only fuck with you, Be Legit, and Messy Marv at that time. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, we used to always be out there. And Bila was Bila in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? To where it kind of like, I don't know if they shit is like a little faster than our music. I don't know, but it's the same kind of mob influence.
It's very mobby.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they gamed up enough to know what we was talking about, and then we was gamed up to know what they was talking about.
Yeah, it's also another city with a lot of pimping.
Yeah.
It's also another city with a big car culture.
Yeah. And stunting. We can't just, like, stunting is a real, showing out, showing off, stunting is a real culture.
Yeah, it's just interesting because before this era, like, my association with Detroit was like Eminem and Slum Village and
whatever was on TV.
But just also some like hip hop real hip hop, like battle rap type shit, or like I said, like the whole Jay Dilla, Guilty Sense, like kind of underground hip hop type of shit.
Yeah, Dope Boys was my first.
Dope Boys.
Where I was like, they from Detroit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then there was Trick too, right? That was another guy who was out pretty early. Okay, and then just to touch on Kamaiyah briefly, so did you have a hand in that first mixtape?
No, so what happened, Kamaiyah comes, everything is a domino effect. I got Dej. Everybody know I'm affiliated with Dej. I'm just kind of, I'm Yo Gotti, A&R, CMG is moving, Dej is moving. I'm still the guy from the radio. I'm just surfing YouTube one day. And it was a director, Sean, Party Sean.
Oh,
We
yeah,
Party
We
Sean.
the Party Sean.
He used to shoot everybody's shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like,
that was also when if you were a director, you would have your own channel,
Yeah.
and that would kind of help pop the shit
just
off.
skimming through it. I see a girl with a bandana. I'm like, what's she talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it was How Does It Feel?
Yeah.
It probably only had like 100-something views. And I reached out, and I'm like, yo, let's turn it up. And I think she was probably like doing security, living out the way. And I didn't know nothing about the baby girl, the history of her with DB and all them back then when we was younger. And I just took the record and turned it up. But the domino effect is the Warriors won the finals that year.
Wait, you can't just gloss over that. What do you mean by turn the record up?
So I'm DJing. I got a good reputation of music, right? Act Right, Dej Loaf, Try Me. Everybody like whatever Dame play is the record. I just so happened to be DJing at the Warriors parade after party in downtown Oakland. I'm like, come with me. We're going to break the record. Metro Boomin was opening DJ. I'm like, we're going to break this shit. She come, nervous, like, I dropped that shit about 3-4 times. She rocking it. Everybody going crazy. The record just went from there.
So you turned it up as a DJ.
Yeah.
That playing something 3-4 times, that's some mind motion shit right there.
Yeah, for sure. That's where I got that from.
Man, because he's told me on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, I still break a fucking record. You know, I be talking, I still break a fucking record. I play that shit 4 times in a row.
And he talking. If you don't know what this is, you missing out.
He's screaming. Like,
right.
This is the shit right here.
Sure. That's where I learned that from. And we moved around. Like, I was sending people the song. This is the hottest shit. You know what I'm saying? And it exploded. The opportunities came, and she created that tape. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you were just like, let me just.
I didn't even know about business, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't know about putting no paperwork or
Right.
signing, because if that's the case, I would have signed Dej. I would have signed.
Yeah,
Kamaiyah.
I'm like, you weren't thinking about management.
I didn't know nothing about it.
You're just doing what came natural.
I'm just, I guess, being a good guy.
Well, I mean, you were, but it also just kind of sounds like a continuation of how this started,
Yeah.
which always trips me out on this podcast when I hear that. Like, you started out burning CDs and being like, this is what's
Yeah.
tight, and that's pretty much what you've been doing.
I mean, because, and after the Kamaiyah thing is when Gotti was like, hey, listen, bro, you got to start signing people.
Right.
But I didn't know, like, you got to get a contract, go to a lawyer. Like, I'm thinking handshake, this my guy, this my girl. We thriving, but it was people around me who knew the business that I was associated with, I was cool with, and they came with paperwork and, you know what I'm saying?
So you're just doing alley-oops.
Yeah, I'm just being a real nigga in the word, as they would say. And, I mean, that, to me, though, it kind of still benefited me because I was able to retain my relationship with everybody. Like, I don't have no beef with nobody that I was a part of. I look at it as a learning lesson.
No bitter experiences.
Yeah, so when I do need Kamaiyah to come pop out on me on the show, it's never like a, nah, you took my publishing. You know what I'm saying? Or if I need Dej to do a verse for a new artist I got, it's like whatever you need, Dame. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this kind of brings you to Motown.
Yeah.
What is, now you're in like the major label system, like for real, like one of the most iconic ever.
Right.
What changes for you like when you go into that system?
Just knowledge. I had no idea about the money people was making.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Ethiopia, a black woman in position, and she was like, listen, you're A&R, here go a salary. She like, but I think you are creative enough to have your own label. Here goes a label deal, a joint venture deal. Go sign somebody that you want to sign. I don't care, just to make you comfortable. And then it was like, but you got music too, because you put out a song with Ty Dolla and them so you make music and write music? I'm like, yeah. She like, fuck it. Here go artist deal. So she gave me 3 checks at one time.
So you got into songwriting too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just common sense shit that like.
Say this. And say it like that.
That's the idea, you know what I'm saying? And
what was the first song that you wrote?
So I actually got a song called what's the song that I get? It was Do Ya. I had a song called Do Ya with Ty Dolla, Eric Bellinger, and Adrian Marcel.
Okay.
That was my first song. But
You wrote the hook?
I didn't write shit.
Okay.
Somebody gave me the beat with Ty Dolla on it already.
Oh, okay.
And I just put everybody on it, and Ty was like, put it out. And then you been in the studio long enough with Gotti, and he rapping, and you like, yo, you should try to say it like this. And Gotti like, sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, I'll change a word. You know what I'm saying? But then he leaving you in the studio for a day. You like, fuck it, just turn these my ideas of concepts, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, fuck it. I wrote I forgot my first song, but it started with NHT Boys. It's just ideas and concepts.
So now you got a label deal, artist deal, and A&R position. Yep. That's pretty crazy. I feel like that doesn't really happen very often.
Nah, it came fast too.
Okay.
Because I didn't know nothing. Like, it was an educational thing. They like, you got to get a lawyer. I'm like, a lawyer? Yeah, the contract ain't valid until you get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So they negotiate, and I'm telling my lawyer, like, bruh, you see these numbers, run it. Like, I've been doing this shit for free since KMEL.
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? They like, nah, you got to make sure you get this and royalties and all this stuff. And like I said, Gotti was just starting on the business side of being Yo Gotti. So he wasn't even privileged to what, like, I think people around him might have been doing. You know what I'm saying?
There's so much fucking shit that goes into this stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so that's when you started talking about signing Vezo and all them.
Yeah, so I was at Motown, and I'm like, yo, where are all the Detroit artists? And they like, what you talking about Detroit for? I'm like, y'all do know Detroit popping. And they like, Eminem, Big Sean. I'm like, no, they got some street shit that's going crazy. And I think Vezo was just getting out of jail. I went to the halfway. I think I met him at like his halfway house and signed him. And he was like the first Detroit major label signage. And man, he introduced me to all them people, the Babyface Rays, the 4-2 Dougs, the Peasies. Like, I met all that stuff through Vezo.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But eventually you moved on from Motown.
Yeah, so even when Motown gave me my deal, I'm like, I got to sign somebody from the Bay Area. So I end up coming across a group, 2 solo artists, and I made them a group, Paris and Murdoch. And then we was getting Project Papa. I signed them to my label, Play Too Much. Then about 2 years, maybe a year, the label shit started shaking up. So they released everybody from the label. I think they only kept like QC. And then luckily I had Gotti to fall back on. And it's kind of crazy, bro. The industry fucked up. So let's say QC is over there. I want to work with the City Girls, right? And they like, whatever. I don't know why I never worked with them. And the day they let me go, I called Gotti like, bro, they just let us go. And he was like, don't trip. Here go a flight to Atlanta and come to the studio. And he like, I need to do a record for City Girls. I'm like, bro, I've been trying to work with them for 6 months. He like, look, we got to go take some records. Like, what you want to do? Tracks a Million gave me a beat. I wrote a hook. Broke niggas don't deserve no pussy or some shit. And Gotti was like, oh, that's hard. He like, man, take that City Girls. And they end up putting it on their project. So that was like my first writing credit outside of the crew. Tracks a Million got a check from it. It was cool. Like, I just was with CMG, and we happened to sign Doug at the time. We had Black Youngster. We had Moneybag Yo. So we had I had a good place to fall at. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, building relationships, and that's when DefJam came around for my boy Halim.
Okay, so that was in another A&R position? Or?
No, they just wanted me as an artist.
That was an artist deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that's kind of when you really got on my radar. I remember that,
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's a big deal. Just
Yeah,
Def Jam
Def
like
Jam for sure.
Fucking That's basically like the Motown of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you were doing like, you were putting like big artists together.
Yeah, that's when. So I already was working on music just to have. Like I got so much music on my hard drive with different artists. And Gotti was like, bro, some of the music was the music he didn't use that I gave him. And I was just like, man, this shit is too good. So my boy Halim, he brought me over at DefJam, and they just so happened to get a label to Tunji. And Tunji really from the Bay Area. So it just kind of was a domino. Like the Bay Area didn't make sure I've been good for life. You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, what you want to do? I was like, fuck it. I got some music, let's put it out. And the first record was Feelings with ESTG and Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you shot the video in Oakland.
Yep. Oakland and Atlanta.
Was that like a one album deal or what was?
No, it was supposed to be like a 2 or 3 album deal. And then like, I always catch the tail end of shakeups. You know what I'm saying? So Def Jam went through some other shit, and they was like letting people go. And at first they tried to hold my music. So that's why I haven't put out the music in a while, but I just got all the music back, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, the whole time we started this conversation, there's been so many fucking changes.
Yeah.
There's probably been so many more changes in the last 20 years than the entire history
For sure.
of the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm trying to like, I'm not trying to rush you, but
No, you good.
Because I want to like get to like some just
Mm-hmm.
general questions, but I want to finish your story first.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So now you're full time. You're still A&Ring with CMG.
Yeah.
And basically helping him and his artists with records. You're putting out your own music independently?
Well, I put out all that shit through Def Jam, so the Hood Go Crazy, all that shit with Gotti, Jeezy, and Project Papa. That was them. And then, I haven't released music in maybe like 2-3 years.
So what are some of at the beginning? You said there's these other projects. So what are some of these other things that you're involved in?
Yeah, I got record. I'll play something for you.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna suggest that because we could have some bonus content.
Yeah, I'll play you some new shit. I'll play you some shit. But nah, it's like I said, I wanted to incorporate the Bay. So on a and I guess like the uniqueness of when I A&R, I try to put you on shit that like you sound amazing on, you just never tried. You know what I'm saying? So like, I got an outro song with E40, BJ the Chicago Kid, and Kira Shear in the choir. And it's like theatrical. I got Ty Dolla on like a Bay Area classic. I got 4-2 Doug on some like 3 Times Crazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? LaRussell, Jane Hancock, The Boy, like everybody, but they with other artists from different regions. So kind of to show niggas that like you could be from the Bay and it ain't just one sound.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. That sounds like it's probably pretty fulfilling creatively. To do shit
for
like
sure.
That. Well, that's a hell of a journey, bro. So now, like at the beginning, I'm like, I know you do something. Like now I know. I wanted to just kind of get some industry talk because I love the round table you did on No Vultures.
Oh, okay.
With Rab and Rich, Danielle, Stretch, and Chuck.
Yeah.
And it was one of them like, what's wrong with the Bay Area type of conversations or like.
Every 30 days, that's the topic.
So what is it? Why? I mean, first of all, is there a problem in the Bay Area?
Me personally, I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like as long as people thriving from here, we good. But I do understand it might not be the people that we're champion that happens to win.
What do you mean by that?
You might have a homeboy that rap for 10 years. And you like, yo, he's dope.
Oh.
But it's somebody from somewhere else in the Bay without the same background story, without the same mind frame. And then it's like, but they don't count.
People are very biased.
Yeah.
People are very biased here. And also, like, people are in their own bubbles.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. The Bay Area is a huge region. It's all these different cities, all these different styles, but everybody thinks their shit is the most hip-hop in this.
And we discount our winners.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, on that thing, they got mad at me because I said, how are we losing if Kehlani got the biggest record in the world?
Yeah. I mean, there's a long list. I mean, and some of you guys discussed it, right? Like, just off the top of my head, right? Let's just start with the OGs. 40 is short.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking
solidified,
bubbling still to this day.
Right.
Still doing new shit, still doing dope shit. There's fucking Kehlani. There's her on the, slightly like just under mainstream shit. There's fucking Larry June.
Yeah.
Russell, Burner.
Yeah.
And then if you go below that, I mean, it's fucking in one umbrella. It's fucking, there's such a long list.
Right. Like I said, I think it's just we discount our winners because Kehlani won a Grammy.
Yeah.
She's from here. We seen Kehlani go from a young girl performing at Berkeley Juneteenth at the bar station to becoming a Grammy Award winning. Why doesn't she count when you talk about the Bay Area?
Well, it's not rap. So if we're gonna talk about Bay Area rap, we can focus on that. But I think that's like a valid point, right? I'm trying to articulate what I think the problem is that people have a hard time expressing, and I think it's just we've been kind of slept on for hella long. We have all this regional shit that's like the holy grail to us, but it don't really count across the country. And I think people want to see a return to what we had in the hyphy movement, where MTV was pulling up, where we had the #1 song on whatever, fucking Rap City or whatever. I think people want to see us having a mainstream platform.
We want a street rapper to be the face.
You think that's what it is?
That's what it is. We want a street rapper to say that is the epitome of a Bay Area person.
So if I guess that's probably true because
that's the only reason why.
So if we had a Tyler the Creator type of rapper,
still wouldn't count.
That wouldn't count.
No. They literally want somebody from 40, Short.
Okay.
Messy Marv, Jacka, these would have been the guys that we would have all championed and said, this is the king of where we're from.
I mean, it's just interesting because I was just talking to Casual about Hyro getting slept on, and it's they were going through that back then when it's 93 to Infinity is one of the biggest hip hop songs ever.
Them and Wu-Tang got the greatest hip-hop logo.
Facts. Dell is billions of streams deep with Gorillas.
Yeah, the Gorillas, yeah.
And that doesn't really seem to count to the masses.
Because even when I think the generations of the Bay, I think when we talk about what's popping, it's different times that people talking about, right? So if you talk about the 90s when we was kids, the Bay Area had everything, right? You had rap, R&B, rock and roll, backpack rappers. You had everything. Then you had that 2000s run, the hyphy shit, where you had rappers, Guapale. You just had everything. You know what I'm saying? I think today we just looking we still have everything. We just don't have the one thing, the street rapper. Because if you look at it, you got your R&B, Kehlani and her, right? You got Gerald G, which is still a white rapper, right? Who does everything for the Bay, gives all the opportunity he can, right? You have your LaRussell, which will be, I guess, your backpacker, if they want to say that's your conscious rapper.
Alternative,
right?
I would say alternative rap.
You're just missing that one guy that can stand next to Moneybagg Yo, Lil Baby, Young. Who is the one guy from home? And that's the thing we always been missing was the one street guy. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, Larry touches on street shit, but he doesn't really count in that category.
He kind of like your laid back rapper. Larry gonna get all his money, do his shit, but they're looking for the couch stand-in, the D-boy, they looking for that guy.
Looking for fucking NBA YoungBoy?
They damn near looking for somebody that's gonna put it in your face. I think Larry of age where he know like I ain't putting this shit in y'all face.
No, that's not his style.
Yeah, I got it though. You could tell by the classic car. You could tell by the watch. You know, but I think we just looking for our one. We're looking for a Jack of Messy Marv.
I think so because here's the honest truth that a lot of people might not be ready for it. If you don't know, you don't know. It's fucking turfed out here.
Yeah.
It's turfed out. It's turfed the fuck out. That's just go listen to a Jack song or a Mess song. That's what they're talking about. That every city in the Bay is with the shit. That's probably a Jack line.
Right.
Every city in the Bay is with the shit.
Not for real.
It's like I was saying earlier about Atlanta. We don't have that kind of diversity in our communities where it's like middle class neighbor. Like nah, it's turfed.
Everybody come from it.
Everybody is turfed out, bro. So I do think. Yeah, I could see why that would kind of be missing from the palette. And then just to carry on that lineage, right? Because like you said, 40, Short, Mac Dre to Mess to Jacka, and then it kind of just...
Yeah, and then Mozzie did it, but he's from Sac.
Yeah.
In the Bay Area,
Mozzie
nigga would tell you for sure.
Direct lineage from Mess.
Yeah, but a Bay guy would tell you Sac is Sac and the Bay is the Bay.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, that's going to be discounted. But Mozzie would have been your closest where... He has the records, and he got the recognition to stand on what we looking for from the street guy.
I mean, I would say SOBRBE was...
They definitely did it.
Yeah, they did it.
They was kids at the time.
They were kids, and that was like a pretty short run. I mean, shout out to them. I know they're back now, but yeah, that kind of got discontinued there before it really reached fruition.
Yeah, because they would have been traditionally our amigos.
Yeah.
If they would have stayed at it.
I mean, me personally, I would like to see it to where the Bay is the hottest thing going. Kind of like how we talked about Detroit, kind of like how we talked about Atlanta. I would like it to see where all these media outlets, all these other artists, not on the under, but like openly, like what's going on out there. Like,
that's like one of my biggest musical fantasies. Everybody who from the Bay come home for a summer. Just come home for like June to July. We know everybody move around. They got families. They got life, touring, success. But like, can you imagine if like Kehlani came home, Her came home, and they all be home on their private time. But like G came home, Ryan Coogler came home, and they are able to bump shoulders and give inspiration. Even like the athletes, Dame come home, and they give the CC Sabathia, everybody, right? They just give a little bit of like shoulder rubbing with your newest niggas that's coming up to keep them inspired to be like, all right, this possible. You know what I'm saying? Because like you see that shit in New York where it's like a little area where it's like, oh, all the people here. Atlanta, all the people here. Detroit, they just had a big sit down with their mayor to where like Detroit believe in their city like we believe in the Bay, right? So just imagine we all came home.
It's kind of what I'm getting at, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of that could turn this into that type of hot spot, like on an artistic level and on an industry level, because the old conversation used to be like, we don't have the infrastructure. Well, one, you don't really need it the same way, and two, it's like
we're here.
We kind of do have an infrastructure, like literally, like we're in it right now.
And one umbrella is thriving with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it would be amazing if we all just was like, we all a phone call away. But it'd be amazing if like people could be like, damn, everybody at home? Like everybody claim this place. We just, for a summer, we here working.
Do you think an artist has to leave the Bay or relocate from the Bay to be successful?
I personally don't think so, because LA is literally a 40-minute flight for us, so you could literally go do some business and be back home for dinner. Yeah. I don't think so, because I think once the shit works, everybody still come back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, you get better opportunities because you're dealing with different people, but I mean, I don't think you gotta leave.
I'll be honest with you. I think one of the things holding us back I think the music hasn't been as good.
Of like growing wise?
Yeah, creatively.
Yeah.
Subject matter.
Yeah.
Uniqueness. Losing the regional sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are chasing a sound right now that is like kind of cookie cutter.
Yeah, it's definitely a copy and paste era.
Yeah.
And that's across the globe though. That's everywhere. But
yeah.
I think at home showcasing, like, I love that the biggest song on One Umbrella was the Pretty record, the girl song, right? Because I think it opened them up to, like, you got your Keisha Cole posting the records. You got your, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it showed them, like, this shit is bigger than just our niggas liking the song.
I think that's a good start, and I think that's kind of like some of the stuff you're talking about building a sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think some artists need to start creating with that kind of intention, like
that's the key word, recording with intention.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want this song to be for?
Where do you want to go with this?
Right.
Like, do we want to like hit Billboard? Do we want to win Grammys?
For sure.
Because I think the Bay is also a place that didn't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah.
For the longest, because we was getting it out here in that kind of ecosystem we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But it's not. The game has changed.
Oh, for sure. And we just got to understand that, you know what, the world caught up to us. We got to understand that at one point, like, yes, we were the leader of language. We were the leader of sound. We were the leader of dancing, talk, like everything. But the internet caught up. Like, it made everybody one place to where you got people saying slapping, right?
Yeah, I know. About food and
food.
I saw someone say
song.
a picture slap the other day.
Yeah. Like, I tell DJ Head all the time, I'm like, bro, correct people when they say slapping.
Yeah.
Just because the song is good don't mean it's slap.
Right.
Slapping comes from the trunk slapping.
Trunk. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So, but the internet made our shit reachable. So I don't need to go to the Bay to pick up on the lingo or the bass or the music. Like, I could just use that shit out here, and now it's just one sound.
But I do think that leads me to think that we do need to, like, when I talk about the regional sound, like, we do need to do a little better at, like, claiming our shit. And, like, I think in the recent years, people have looked at the Bay as, like, the small pond and not want to be a big fish in the small pond. But I don't think they understand, like, this is a fucking asset, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're not coming from Tuscaloosa or Cincinnati. No disrespect to those places, but they don't have what we have here.
Right.
So, like, you have, like, again, to, like, talk about Larry, I noticed he, like, really uses the city
he, like,
as his backdrop.
Yeah, Selena is, like, he telling you all the shit that you know.
Tracy, all that shit. Like, yeah, he uses
We got
that
some shit out here that, like, we, you know, even when you listen to 40 shit, he used to name drop cities that, like, oh, okay, the winery. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Now, we just got to, because we'll be pissed if Lil Baby make a song called My Trip to the Napa.
We will hate on him all day.
We'll be like, what?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's exactly my point. If we're going to have that kind of mentality, then we got to, like, claim
for sure
our own shit.
Nah, yeah, and we got to just make quality of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we got away with so much of my niggas like it in the neighborhood like it.
Bro, that's what I mean when it's like, I had to, like, really, I just had this conversation last episode. I had to, like, really come to terms recently. I had to kind of be like, well, you know, it's not for me, but if they like it, nah, fuck that. Like, some of this shit's not tight, bro.
Right. It's the quality.
It's boring.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, quality is kind of, and it's not just the Bay, it's like hip hop period. There's a reason we're not on Billboard.
But some people still get their shit mixed and mastered, right? So, like, say what you want about Sexy Red, but her production is it's gonna be quality every time, right?
Yeah.
I always say, like, imagine if Lil Jon reproduced D-Lo NoHo, how far that record would have went.
Yeah.
Because it's a classic.
Right.
From here to L.A. to West Coast. But, like, that was the era where, like, blow the whistle, tell me, like, the quality of things just sounded, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm ready for a return to quality. I think there was a moment recently, like, especially with, like, the advent of social media where, like, maybe it wasn't important.
Yeah.
You drop a song and it goes viral.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
But that's not really the case right now. Like you said, the rest of the world has caught up, and I am ready for like equality and a return to artistry. Cause just what you're saying, bro. Like imagine fucking Metallica being like, I don't mix it.
Right.
You're just gonna put it out.
Yeah.
Imagine fucking Adele being like, nah, I don't need to mix my vocals on
I mean,
there.
that's half of the music. Like that's half of the work. Like we almost, not us, just the whole industry. If you don't get your shit mixed and mastered, you already negative 25 in trying to get people to like your shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you just at least be on the same playing field as people. You know, imagine if Mike Denton and them wasn't mixing and mastering I Got Five on it remix.
Yeah.
Do it sound like it sound today?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you can listen to some shit that came out back then that wasn't mixed and mastered, and yeah, it's not
Right.
on I Got Five on it type of. It's cool.
Right.
It's like there's a nostalgic. I have a sentiment towards it,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the question for home. Are you trying to battle our 5 artists from home, or are you trying to battle everybody in the world?
Yeah, I agree. As an A&R right now, I mean, we've covered probably a lot of this in the conversation. For an artist watching out there,
Yeah.
what are the most important things to do to get your music out there?
I'm always a fan of being original. I'm a fan of having quality, and I'm a fan of you believing in your music as much as you want me to believe in your music or anybody else.
Do you find people are lacking in that?
Yeah, I mean, if you post your music once, why do I need to care about it more than once?
Man, say that.
You know, if you're not doing your content, if you're not in the clubs and campaigning for your music, why do I need to? Like, who told you it was my job to believe in your stuff?
Wowzer.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit, you know, I got the concert coming up. I'm here interviewing with you to promote, you know.
Yes.
I'm not the rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rappers who don't promote their shows. So it's like, I always say it, like, how can I believe in your dream more than you believe in it?
You know what trips me the fuck out when we talk about that and rappers put out albums and just one post and that's it?
Yeah.
You know how many fucking interviews Leonardo DiCaprio just did for his last movie?
Yeah, press junket, yeah.
Did you see what Timothy Chalamet did with Marty Supreme?
Right.
They had everybody wearing jackets,
Yeah.
doing YouTube videos, doing social media. These are the biggest stars in the world.
I mean, T.I. just showed, right? Like, T.I. doing Juvenile. These people are 30 years in. They doing radio. They doing content now. They adapted to the culture. And it's like, believe in your stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's good advice. Is there anything else to add to that list?
Man, just make good stuff, bro. You should know when you leave this. You know when you get a feeling that you heard something in the studio where you like, this the one.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people are putting out album cuts and saying it's my single. When it's like, you know you got something special. That should be the record.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that also comes when, like, people need to be more open to being true to themselves too.
Yeah.
When you have something real or that comes from a real place that you want to express, that's gonna come across on the record.
Yeah, I definitely would say that.
Do major labels matter anymore?
I think they do. For sure do. You know what I'm saying? Because we in the we in an opinionated industry, which means your livelihood is based off, do you like it? Do I like it? Do she like it? Right? Putting up your own money on some shit that can change every second is rough. You know what I'm saying? That label, that business is just built to take chances. They're built to, like, if this don't work, fuck it, try again. I think, you know, when you're on the independent side of things, that shit is takes a toll on you. When you invest in everything you got for somebody to be like, I don't like this song. You know what I'm saying? So, like, majors always matter when it comes to supporting what you believe in.
When you say somebody not liking the song, you mean the audience?
The audience, yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you put up your 25K, and it's like your 20. This is your 25,000 for somebody to be like, this shit trash.
Yeah, I mean, a big budget can't really fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, right? Like, marketing can kind of, but like the shit has to be likable.
And it's just one space. Like, your majors got everything, and you know what I'm saying? Not even your majors. Just say like a company that's built for music has everything in one space.
They have the resources. They got the radio
got your
person.
marketing, your DSPs, your radio, your studios. You know what I'm saying? Like, having somebody believe in you matters. How about that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, it says a lot if someone's willing to cut a check for you.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man. This has been a very educational conversation. But before we close out, let's talk about this show coming up.
Yeah. Man, DaBoyDame and Friends 26, year 26. We doing it at the Fox Theater this year. Kamaiyah kicked it off for the summer, so we gotta come as good or better than she did, because she went crazy. But now this year it's gonna be Plies and Keisha Cole. Keisha coming home. Special guest like always. It all started from the KMEL Summer Jam when I did maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I just always feel like people don't put on good shows. And I think you go to the show and you wonder why they didn't perform this, why they didn't perform that. So I was like, I'm gonna do my own. I'm gonna believe in my own shit, like I was telling other people. Last year was the first one we did in Berkeley. And that was with Juvenile, Manny Fresh, Young Dro, Little Mo. I just feel like my shows got to be like, you got to have B-side records that the Bay love. Like, it ain't just about your number one record. Like, you know, the Bay will adopt you just because you got 2 songs we love. So that's why I was like, I'm going to do my own shows. And we bringing out people that you have to be from here to understand. So last year, DB brought me out. Like, he was the intro. DB the General.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that
Shout out to DB.
intro song means something. The team was there. Mac Mall is Wide Open is every Bay Area woman's wedding song, right? We had Keep the Sneak do Hating on the Player and Keep It on the Real. Like, it wasn't about super hyphy. We get that's your biggest record. We understand. Like, so this year we got Keisha, we got Plies, we got the Fox Theater. And we got a lot of special guests.
That's tight, man. I mean, I hear that you're one of those rare people that really gives a fuck about this bass shit.
Yeah. I like you say, we are a different world, and I think at concerts we definitely see it. We get it. We know y'all gonna play Blow the Whistle, Tell Me When to Go. You know what I'm saying? But like, we know what E40 Sideways means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know what Short Jazzy Hoes mean.
Yeah.
You know, we just know like those other records that like, oh, you from here. It ain't just a generic, play the number one song. So, yeah, it's just my way of showing like, it's really a Bay Area reunion for us.
But I mean, even like the intention of throwing the show and some of the other stuff we talked about, like how you always keep Baycast in the mix. Because with your connections and your resume, like you could easily be in LA or New York or somewhere else, but you choose to invest in the culture here.
Yeah, no, I know what we are. I know what we mean to the world. So the Bay didn't always did me right, made sure I was good. Like I say, my whole career is based off my relationships with the Bay Area. So to me, it's just a reflection. And it's like I say, it's a reunion for us. Like last year, it was people who haven't seen each other in years because we all growing up. We all got families. We got responsibilities. But my concert is for the people that survived the era, right?
That's a real way to put it.
A lot of our people, you know, no longer with us by, you know, health, street stuff. And it's like, man, we all trying to get back home to our kids, our wives, our husbands. You know, you got to pick your kids up from the babysitter. You can't be in here fighting.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, you know, I want to stick to that era that we were a part of rather than goes on the other side.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. That maybe we'll save that for part 2.
Yeah,
because I'm sure we could go off on that.
But yeah, June 19th, Fox Theater. Tickets on sale now. So
we'll put the link in the description
Appreciate
for you. Make sure you go check that out, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for coming through, bro.
Man, I appreciate it.
Definitely, like I said, it was going to happen eventually. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to the next one.
Appreciate you, man.
There it is. DaBoyDame, Oakland's finest. Man, this was really entertaining. I hope you guys got a lot out of it, too. We'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.